You type how to bake bread into Google and the top result is a page titled Making Your Own Sourdough. Not one of your words appears in it, and yet it's exactly what you want. The trick behind this is one of the most useful ideas in the modern AI, and it is called an embedding. Computers can crunch numbers all day without breaking a sweat, but ask one whether king and monarch are related and it has no idea. To a computer, they're just strings of letters, and the letters carry no clue about meaning. So to make computers handle language, we have to turn meaning into the thing they're actually good at. An embedding is a list of numbers that stands in for a piece of content. Run the word king through an embedding model and you get back something like 0.12, negative 0.004, 0.81. It's often hundreds of numbers long. Each number is actually a coordinate in a high-dimensional space. And the interesting part is that if you train your model right, then the things that have similar meaning will land near each other. And this isn't just words. The same trick works with sentences, whole documents, source code, images, audio, almost anything you can feed a neural network. A model called Clip even embeds images and text into the same space, which is why searching a dog wearing sunglasses can pull back the right photo. Whatever goes in, the output has the same shape, a list of numbers placing it at a point in a meaningful space. So how does the model know that the king belongs near the queen? It learns by playing a guessing game. Take a giant pile of text, say all of Wikipedia, hide one word and ask the model to guess it from the words around it. It has no idea what any of them mean, it just sees millions of examples. Every time king shows up near throne, crown, and rule, the model nudges it a little closer to them. Do that billions of times and king and monarch end up as neighbors, because they hang out in the same neighborhoods of text. That guessing game is how the early embedding models learn, one word at a time. Today's models, the ones that handle whole sentences and documents, use a sharper version of the same push and pull, called contrastive learning. You show the model pairs that mean the same thing and pairs that don't. Then pull the matches together and show the mismatches apart. Same instinct as before, similar things, similar place, just turbocharged. The result is one simple function, text in and the meaning vector out. Okay, so we've turned the text into points and similar things sit close together. That's the setup. The payoff is what you can suddenly do once meaning lives in a coordinate space. Quick fact first, how big are those lists? Older models like Word2Vec used about 300 numbers. A modern one, OpenAI Text Embedding 3 Large, uses 3000. You and I can't picture 3000 dimensions, but math doesn't care. The distance formula works in any number of dimensions, and so does everything else. Once everything's a vector, similarity becomes geometry. The usual measure is cosine similarity, which looks at the angle between two vectors. Same directions means same meaning. It ignores length entirely, only direction. So I love pizza and pizza is my favorite food point almost the same way, even though they barely share a word. Because meaning is now coordinates, you can do arithmetic on it. Take king, subtract man, add woman, and you land right next to queen. Take Paris, subtract France and add Italy, and you land next to Rome. Nobody programmed those instructions in. The model soaked them up from billions of sentences, and they just fell out of their geometry for free. Embeddings also live somewhere less obvious, inside the LLMs themselves. The first thing ChatGPT or Claude does with your prompt is embed each token, each word or word piece into a vector. The whole model then operates on those vectors layer after layer before turning them back into text. Embeddings are the substrate every large language model is built on top of. So what do we do with all of this? The obvious one is semantic search, finding things by what they mean, not the exact words. Recommendation engines run on the same trick. Similar products will have similar coordinates. Anomaly detection too. An outlier is just a dot sitting far from anything else. And then there is a big one. Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. This is how your chatbot actually answers the questions about your private documents. It embeds your questions, finds the closest matching chunks in your files, and feeds those chunks into the answer. Every one of those tools runs the same recipe. Embed everything, then find what's close. Finding the closest vectors among millions is its own hard problem, and a whole product category exists to solve it. Vector databases, which find the right matches in milliseconds. Oh, and one last thing. Embeddings are not portable between the models. ChatGPT numbers for King has nothing to do with Mistrals or Claudes, because they live in completely different spaces. Switch embedding models and you have to re-embed your entire library from scratch. So that's an embedding, just a list of numbers chosen so that similar meaning end up at the similar coordinates. It's behind semantic search, behind recommendations, RAG, and at the bottom of every LLM. Turn anything into a vector and meaning becomes math. If you want to try the embedding models or playing with RAG yourself, please check out the preparato.com/labs where we have multiple hands-on labs that teach exactly that. Subscribe for more content and I see you in the next one. Bye.